So this is the first quilt in my mini quilt challenge, and I mentioned when I first made it that I wanted to maybe add labels here, so I've been experimenting with a few different things. I've picked a font that I liked that looked a little bit like handwriting but was still neat and very legible, and then I started playing around with size, and as you can see, this is very big. That is very big. It's hard to eyeball it. I even tried to make a mock-up in Affinity Designer, and it was still turned out way bigger than I expected. So I started with this. I felt like something was missing, and my mom, who is going to embroider the labels on here, mentioned that maybe I should add some borders to make it look like a label. So this is where I am now, and this is what it's going to look like, and I think it still needs to be shrunk down, at least maybe by half. I still want it to be legible from wherever it ends up on my walls, but I don't want it to overwhelm the design either. So this is my general plan. Shrink it down, and then the text will be in one color, and then the borders will be in a different color. And I've requested that my mom use a simple back stitch, nothing too fancy, but still very quick and easy to get done. So there it is without. Here it is with a slight idea of what it should look like. And then for this half empty one, I'm going to try to make sure that it ends up lining up with all the other ones. I'm not going to justify it down that way. If you're curious about the embroidery process or how to get this design onto here, my mom uses this stuff called stick and stitch. So I can print this design or the scaled down version directly onto it using my regular printer, and then when she's done stitching it down, what we do is we run it under, I think it's cold water, maybe warm water, it depends on the brand, I think, and we run it under water. You sort of buff it away. You sort of just scrub it away very lightly, nothing too strenuous, and then the stitching is left. The stick and stitch is completely dissolved and goes away, and then you're left with a nice hand embroidered little project. So fun. So I think it's going to turn out pretty cute, and then after everything is embroidered, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hand quilt. So I think I'm probably just going to do some vertical lines for the background, some echoing around the jars probably, and then I thought it might be fun to do some freehand sort of curvy wavy lines just to give an illusion or a nod to liquid, even though it's not liquid, I know, but just to bring it all together and make it cohesive. Some nice wavy lines.